Welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to discuss shear force and bending moment and some MCQs on it, because tomorrow there will be my class test about MCQs on shear force and bending moment. So I think let's discuss with you. In that first, different types of support: roller support which have one reaction, hinge support which have two reactions, and fixed support which have three reactions. Sometimes there will be a hinge, internal hinge is provided between two supports. This is a fixed support, this is a hinge support, and if we provide internal hinge for that, at the internal hinge, summation of movement at point this C, summation of moment at point C is equal to 0. No moment is transferred from one side of the internal hinge to another side. This is important. Now types of a beam: fixed beam, simply supported beam, fixed beam, simply supported beam, cantilever beam, overhanging beam, and this is a continuous beam and propped cantilever beam. Now types of a load: point load. This type of load is point load. Distributed load, I am not saying uniformly distributed, only distributed load is this type of a diagram. Uniformly distributed load, uniformly varying load, and then the second diagram is uniformly varying load. Couple, a concentrated movement at any point is known as couple. After this very basic information, let's focus towards the main point: shear force and bending moment. First thing, we have given a beam having reactions and forces acting on it. First step is C. If we have given unknown reactions, then calculate these unknown reactions by using three equations which we have: summation of fx is equal to 0, summation of fy is equal to 0, and summation of movement at any point is equal to 0. But in shear force, only perpendicular forces which affects on a shear force, hence only two equations are mainly used: summation of fy is equal to 0 and summation of movement at any point is equal to 0. Okay. Then if we have given any inclined force, what we have to do? Simple, we have to resolve it, and next process which is same. For calculation of a shear force, we have to take section at each point's left side and right side, and consider only left side for calculation. Okay. In shear force, we have to take algebraic sum of forces after the sections, whereas in bending moment, we have to take algebraic sum of movements of transverse forces. In shear force also transverse forces, and in bending moment also we have to consider only transverse, means perpendicular forces. Okay. In shear force, we have to use sign convention as usual: upward positive, downward negative. For bending moment, sagging positive, hogging negative. And see, for shear force, left side of a section and right side of a section, but always we consider left side of a section, then no problem. Now these important points: relation between load, shear force and bending moment. Rate of a change of a shear force means slope of shear force diagram is equal to intensity of loading. See, rate of a change of a shear force, slope of a shear force diagram is equal to intensity of a loading. W is equal to dF upon dx, where W is loading, F is shear force. Then B, rate of a change of a bending moment. Slope of a bending moment diagram is equal to shear force. F is equal to dm upon dx. F shear force, M bending moment. Means what? C, loading, shear force, bending moment. Rate of a change of a shear force is equal to load. Rate of a change of a bending moment is equal to shear force. Simple. But these relations are only valid for UDL, uniformly distributed load. Okay. The next point is bending moment is maximum. Bending moment is maximum when shear force is 0. Point where bending moment change its sign, means bending moment 0, that point is called as point of contraflexion. See, we have given this beam, simply supported beam, having point load, acting at middle, hence L by 2, L by 2. Okay, we don't have to calculate anything when we have given point load acting at the middle. Then obviously RA is equal to P by 2 and RB is equal to P by 2. Only one force here acting. Now draw the same beam. Now we have to take section for shear force. First we have to calculate shear force, after that bending moment. For shear force, we have to take section at left side of the A and then right side of the A. Same, take with this point C. We have to take section at left side of the C, then right side of the C. Same, left side of the B, right side of the B. But when we take section, we have to consider only left side of that section. Okay, if we take section at here, means right side of the point A, what we have to consider? Only section's left side. Now see, if we take section at the left side of point A, is there any force? No. Then 0. If we take section at right side of the point A, what we have to do? Consider only left side of that section. What is here? RA having value P by 2, means here 0 left side of the section, here right side of the section, which is P by 2. Okay, now come to the point C. Take a section at left side of the point C. What we get? Same, only one, this RA having P by 2 value. Hence continue, sorry, this is horizontal line. Continue, this is horizontal line. P by 2. Okay, now take a section right side of the point C. Now we get two, one reaction and force RA, which is P by 2 minus P, P by 2 minus P. Hence, we get P by 2. Now, here, if we take section at the left side of the point B, what we get? Same value, RA and P. We get this minus 2. Again, this is horizontal line. Okay, this is horizontal line. And here 0. Okay. Simple. This is our shear force diagram. Is there any complications? No. Now for bending moment. Take a moment at point A. P into L by 2 minus P by 2 into L. What we get? Moment at point A, 0. Now directly take moment at point C. What we get? P by 2 into L by 2. P by 2 into L by 2. PL by 4. Then at point B, moment is same as at A, 0. Okay. What we get? This bending moment diagram. PL by 4. In SFD, we have to take sections of both sides of any point, and here we have to take a moment at any point. Sorry, every point. We have to take moment at every point. Okay. For SFD, only difference is this: when we have given UDL, then we have to join by inclined line. Actually, the value gets same as this 12.5 and this 2.5. Obviously, we have to join this by inclined line, but when in MCQs we have given only this diagram and we have to ask to find out SFD of that diagram, then we have to know if we have given UDL, then we have joined these 2 points by inclined line. And as usual, where in SFD we use this inclined line, what we use in bending moment? We use this curve line, parabolic. Okay. From this chart, when we have given point load in SFD, uniform in bending moment, linear means inclined line. In UDL type of loading, SFD is linear, SFD linear and BMD parabolic. In UVL SFD parabolic and BMD cubic. In parabolic, SFD is cubic and BMD 4th degree polynomial. For parabolic loading, SFD will be cubic and bending moment will be 4th degree polynomial. Now see, this is a difference. It's we have given couple. If we have given couple, only in bending moment diagram we have to we get this step. In case of a couple, we have to take a section at left side and right side as shear force. Okay, and we get these two values. See, in this case, if L is greater than 2A, the diagram will be 2 points of a contraflexure. First, if L is equal to 2A, then it implies 1 point of a contraflexure. If L is less than 2A, no point of a contraflexure. We will discuss MCQs in next lecture.